Okay, so let's go and have a look at some of our ecological composting toilets. This one here is the original one, which was first built in 1997 was when it was finished. Here we go, having a looking inside the toilet. So basically this is a toilet like all other toilets where you make your donation in here. It's not a very long drop down there, but it goes into a box underneath the floor. So you do your normal donation, whatever you're going to leave in the toilet, in here, and then you put in the toilet paper, which is here. This is ecological toilet paper, actually made in the Balearic Islands by a local company. So you can put this in the toilet as well. This also goes down the toilet. This is actually bleached. When it's white, it's bleached with hydrogen peroxide, which is not poisonous. Actually, you can put it in your mouth and you can put it on your skin. It just bleaches. It bleaches the paper white, so it looks a bit more friendly to use. Now, instead of using 11 litres of drinking water to flush away our bodily wastes, like in the Thomas Crapper device. Thomas Crapper was the Victorian who invented the flush toilet, and in my opinion one of the worst inventions man has ever made to date. What it does is it creates an enormous amount of effluent, and it uses billions of gallons of water every year unnecessary. We're running out of drinking water on the planet, and half the planet is flushing drinking water down the toilet. That's a big mistake in my opinion. So instead of that, we've used a toilet that uses no water, and actually it deals with our waste by throwing this product on the top. This is wood dust, or sawdust as we call it, from a local company that cuts up dead trees here in Ibiza to make firewood. So this is a waste product from the firewood industry. And what you simply do is to throw it down on top of your donation. If you've done a lot of donation, you can put 2 scoops of sawdust in there. Very important, if you throw some sawdust on the lid of the toilet, just use a brush to sweep it clean, so that the next person using the toilet is a nice comfortable experience. You close the lid, very important to stop the flies going in there. You don't want flies going in there then later landing on your dinner. And how basically it works in this toilet is underneath the floor there are 2 compartments of 1 cubic metre each, and each compartment takes around 4 months to fill up with human excrement, urine, toilet paper and sawdust. That's the mixture that's thrown in here. When this side's full, for example, we simply move the toilet seat over to the other side. We put this concrete block over the hole at this side, and we start again at the other side for another 4 months. Okay, so obviously when I finish doing my toilet story, I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm going to use some water. And this water that we're going to use here, this water is collected from the rain when it rains on top of this building. We'll see in a minute when we go outside. There's a satellite antenna on top of this building, and this satellite antenna has a channel around the outside which collects the rainwater and deposits it in a 1-ton tank which is parked next door to the building. So we always have water, and this seems to last us all the summertime, just from the winter rains. We have water to wash our hands. If we need some soap, there's some liquid soap there, ecological liquid soap. I'm going to pour this away, and this goes away right next door to the toilet to water some lemon trees and a banana tree which we have growing just next door. So actually that's combined with the urine from the boys' toilet, which is next door also. So the urine doesn't get thrown away either. It goes to fertilise the same lemon trees and the banana tree that's watered by the wastewater from washing your hands here. So I'm going to dry my hands here. Just before we go out of the toilet, I'm just going to show you some of the construction details of how we built this toilet. This was built, here's a friend of mine from Algeria helping me to build the toilet. This is made with more or less 3,500 aluminium cans. In this case stuck together with cement. There's the satellite antenna ready, prepared to go on the roof. It's got a little air output device on the top, covered up with it's a baking tin I've used in this case. Here's the channel around the outside which collects the rainwater and sends it off to the the tank which is next door to the toilet. Here's the water tank sitting next door to the toilet. So this is a completely self-contained unit. It produces roughly 1 cubic meter of very useful compost every 3 or 4 months. That's 4 cubic meters a year. So actually, between the two toilets that we have here on Casita Verde, we've produced something like 85 cubic meters of human waste, with which we've made all these beautiful ornamental gardens that you see in our centre. I wouldn't suggest that you put it on your vegetables too much, because in case there are any pathogens still left in there, it wouldn't be a very good idea to feed those to the visitors on a Sunday, especially if one of the volunteers didn't wash the lettuce very well. You may be feeding them something that will poison them. So we tend not to do that. The instructions, for those that can't work it out, the instructions for using this toilet are very clearly illustrated on the door here. This is how it works in English and Spanish, and this is how to use the toilet. Okay. This is a fly screen here on the inside of the door. This one it never smells in the summer, even on the hottest days. There's plenty of air circulating around. This is actually an inside bedroom door, a closet door actually. So it allows the air to flow through the building. Very important. So there's the satellite antenna on the top. Here's the water tank underneath there. When we want some more water for hand washing, we simply just take the jug and we fill it up next door here with fresh water. And this has never run out of water in the last actually 20 years. This has been in operation 20 years this year. It was built in 1997. It's now 2017. This is 20 years in use. It's never had a day off. There's nothing to break. There's no moving parts, so there's nothing that can possibly go wrong with it. This is a fantastic way of dealing with your human waste without wasting any water, and actually you gain a fantastic very, very useful fertilizer as a result of your deposits, shall we say. Here's a more modern one that we've built, made out of bricks that we made here on the property from local red earth and sand in a ratio of 60% sand and 40% red earth. The same material exactly as we built the bottle house. This is called adobe. As you can see, this one's a little bit bigger. I'm just going to open the doors here. We've actually prepared this one to be used for people in wheelchairs also, because we like the Casita Verde to be accessible to all visitors. So we made a ramp up into here, and we made plenty of space in here so that people in wheelchairs can use the toilet if they like to. Okay, so in this case, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger inside. We've used a different roof as well. This roof is actually an old roof from a Coca-Cola kiosk, which I've slightly modified. I made a hole in the middle to make some air circulation, and I've also put a fiberglass channel around the outside of the roof to collect the water in a very similar way to the toilet that's made out of cans. Yes, you can see here there's some more washing machine doors used as windows. They're very trendy. And the main window here actually is made from a coffee table top, a glass coffee table top, so we've reused that as well. It's using exactly the same system. Here's the sawdust, there's the toilet. This is a bit bigger, as I say. We store the towels in here, some more toilet paper. You see all these tiles here on the floor, these beautiful tiles. These were actually thrown away by local companies who sell tiles, and these are the demonstration tiles that they use for selling tiles. And when they're finished selling the tiles and they move on to another type of tiles the next year, they throw away the demonstration board, and we get some very fancy tiles for free to do our mosaics and our recycled material buildings like this one. And there we are, that's both toilets, and these are quite unique, but this is a new style of toilet that everybody should be using in the world where possible, because actually wasting so much drinking water when we don't have any drinking water is a big problem in the world, and it can be very easily solved using one of these types of toilets. We're going to go downstairs now and see at the other end of the toilet and see how we deal with the waste product that we make from this operation. Follow me. Obviously you're wondering what we do with this stuff once we've dropped it down into the lower chamber. Well, it's very easy. We just take out the wood. This is in sections, so it's easily removable. We come here with a wheelbarrow and we actually remove all the waste products in. There's 1 cubic metre of human manure, or human compost if you like. We shovel it into a wheelbarrow and we just dump it next door here until we distribute it around the farm wherever it's necessary. This we do every 4 months. We usually change the toilet from one side to the other in each case every 4 months. Both systems are identical in their operation. Both have exactly the same system for emptying them, as it works very successfully. And let me show you the final result. Is just sitting here next door, and now we can actually pick it up and play with it because it's turned into this. Now, if you can believe that this was shit, piss, toilet paper and sawdust, and now it's beautiful fertiliser. So Thomas Crapper, no points. Eco Toilet, 10 points.